If you get asked any of these legal questions, then genuinely 9 times out of 10 I don't think it was because of some sort of malicious intent. Hey professionals, in this video I'm going to go through some illegal interview questions that employers should never ask you, and if you do get asked any of these questions, then here's how you handle answering them. If you're new to my channel, then hey, I'm Sav, I'm a certified career coach, and this channel is all about helping you be career savvy at whatever stage you're at in your career. I really appreciate all the love and support that I've got on this channel so far, and I've got tons of playlists that are catered around interview advice, CV advice, and just general career tips, so do check them out if you are planning on moving into a new position. If you get asked any of these legal questions, then genuinely 9 times out of 10 I don't think it was because of some sort of malicious intent. I feel that you was only asked these illegal questions as like an icebreaker, or you're just getting interviewed by someone who's unskilled and was just unaware that this is an illegal question, and they're targeting some of your protected characteristics that they shouldn't be able to discriminate you against on. Although regardless of how unskilled the interviewer is, if they ask you any of these questions and it violates the Equality Act of 2010, then alarm bells should be like raising in your brain, like, oh, why are they asking me this type of question? So my first illegal question is an employer asking if you have a disability. I mentioned before about the Equality Act of 2010, but what does it actually state? It states that it is against the law to discriminate anyone against their protected characteristics. The protected characteristics is listed on the government website, and I can go through them, which is age, gender reassignment, being married or in a civil partnership, being pregnant, disabled, race, religion or belief, sex and sexual orientation. So it is illegal to ask an employer if they are disabled, but they can't discriminate against a disabled employee if there has been reasonable adjustments for them to do a job. So employers, instead of asking candidates if they have a disability, instead you should just list the functions required for them to do the job and ask candidates how they might perform these duties. You can then ask if they need any reasonable adjustments to assist them in performing all the duties. If you're a candidate, then all you have to say is, I meet all the requirements to do the job. And that's all you have to say. You don't have to go into detail. You just need to let them know that you don't need any reasonable adjustments, or if you do need reasonable adjustments, then let them know and see what they can provide, and they shouldn't be able to discriminate against you for this position. If they reject you because you have a disability status and they didn't make the effort to provide any reasonable adjustments, then I recommend you just file a lawsuit. I don't know, call up Harvey Specter, Mike Ross, all of them. The next illegal question that I want to get into is family planning or becoming a parent. Are you planning on starting a family, or do you have children? These two questions are illegal. This is because it reveals personal information and that it has nothing to do with the job at hand. This question also unfairly targets women that are looking to join the workforce, because the interviewer might make an assumption that you're going to join and then you're going to go on maternity leave, or you may not have much commitment to the position or dedication to the role. If you get asked this question, then you need to immediately push back and explain to them why your skills and experience are right to this position and that you are fully dedicated to this role. You could also say, I'm unfamiliar with companies requiring this information at this stage. Could you please run me through the interview process and other information that you will require from other candidates? This will hopefully deflect the answer and actually make them rethink, okay, yeah, we didn't really need to ask them this question and it's not really relevant, and they're gonna hopefully provide you with an answer about the interview stages, and then you could just like move them on to a different topic. So the next illegal question is, what is your race, what is your color, origin, where you originated from? These questions are illegal because the answers that you get from these questions have nothing to do with your capability in performing these duties well against this role. So you can just ask them straight up, how will my answer help you make a decision to hire me? Or what's the relevance of my race and colour against this position? Or you could say, I would love to keep the topic at hand and explain my value that I could add to the company, as I'm not sure how my race is related to that. And the next legal question that I want to cover is ageism. Remember, age is one of your protected characteristics. This question is, how much longer are you planning on working? I understand the mindset of an employer of why they are asking this question, but you are discriminating against candidates if you're asking them how long are they working for. They're probably thinking, does this candidate have a long-term commitment? Is there any point in hiring them if they're just going to retire within 6 months or 1 year? Because rehiring someone isn't expensive and it's a long process. This is completely inappropriate, and employers are not allowed to ask you your age. The only stipulations that they have about this position is if you're working in a bar, or you're maybe, I don't know, dealing with fireworks or handling fireworks, you need to be over the age of 18 or 16 or 21, then they will ask that there is an age requirement for the position of being a minimum of 18 years old and 21 years old. There shouldn't be like a maximum of a particular age. Again, if you're asked this, then push back and just keep it relevant to your motivations to joining that company, the role responsibilities, and your relevant experience to the position. I hope this video helps you avoid answering and spotting some red flags during that interview process. I have got a video of 8 red flags that you could look for when obviously interviewing, so do check that video out. I have a CV advice playlist if you need some additional advice on your CV. Genuinely, if you see these questions being asked as a regular occurrence and they're asking you about your protected characteristics, I would really and seriously rethink accepting an offer if you do receive an offer from that company, because yeah, it doesn't sound like a really pleasant company to work for. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos helping you be career savvy at whatever stage you're at in your career. If you've ever received an illegal question, what was it? Let me know in the comments down below. How did you handle receiving that illegal question, and what was their response with you handling that illegal question? I would love to know your stories. All the best preparing for your interview, and peace. I'll see you on the next one.